Yes, good morning, everyone. 12th class business studies, chapter 6, and topic selection. And I told you that there are three aspects or three components of staffing function. Which three components I told you of staffing function? Please tell me. Three components of staffing I told you. Which three components? Aspects or elements of staffing. I told you there are three aspects of staffing. Which three aspects of staffing? Please tell me. Yes, recruitment, very good. Selection and training. Recruitment, selection and training. Yes, recruitment, selection and training. Recruitment we have already done. In this we had done about the internal and external sources. Two type of sources were there. And today's topic is selection. So selection means choosing the best candidate out of the pool of the candidates. In recruitment, we have created a pool of the candidate. This is the recruitment in which we are getting the applications from the different candidates. So here are the applications and this is a pool of the candidates applications. So in selection process, we have to choose the best candidate out of this pool of the candidate. Best candidate here means the candidate which is suitable for our organization, for our job, and which is within the paying capacity of our organization. So I told you that recruitment is a positive process because in recruitment, the organization will try to get more and more applicants so that it can make a wider choice. And in selection, it is a negative process. Why negative? Because in selection the organization is choosing the best candidate out of the pool of the candidates. So every other process, selection has also a process like recruitment, staffing, planning, organizing has its own process. So similarly selection is having also its own process, but the process of selection is not standardized. Standardize here means that whatever the process I will be telling you, it is not compulsory that each and every organization is going to follow the same process. So it depends on the need of the organization, depend on the nature of the organization. So depending on need and nature, the organization may remove or skip some steps of this process or add some more steps which are required according to the nature and need of the organization. So here whatever today we will be discussing, that is the general process of selection. So process of selection, I'm going to start. So it is a, again I need to represent it in a flow chart. So the first step, meaning I have told you selection means choosing the best candidate out of the pool of the candidates, or selection is the process of identifying the most suitable candidate. So difference between recruitment and selection, I have already discussed. Searching candidates, and this is the choosing candidates. It's a positive process, it's a negative process. It aims to create a larger pool of applicants. It aims to ensure most competent people for jobs. It is a simple process and it is a little bit complex process because we need to select the best one. So in each step, some candidates are eliminated. So the first step of the selection process is preliminary screening. Preliminary screening means whatever the pool of the application we have made, preliminary screening. Preliminary screening. In preliminary screening, it helps the manager to eliminate the unqualified or unfit job seekers based on the information supplied in the application form. Like I told you, in recruitment, application forms are given to the organization. So in application forms, some application form may be unfit or unsuitable. In which manner? Like I have placed an advertisement for the job of teacher, accountancy teacher, and I required that the teachers or the candidates who got at least 75% in their graduation need to apply, or only the female candidates need to apply. So these were two my conditions. But some of the candidates who were having just 60% in their post graduation or the graduation has also applied, or some male candidates has also applied. So in this step, preliminary screening, all those unfit and the unsuitable candidates will be removed. It's the first step. So all the applications will be opened and it will be checked, and it will be seen that how many applications are fulfilling the criteria for the job. So all those applications which are unfit will be removed at this step only. It means no further process will be done with the unsuitable application. So this is all about the preliminary screening. The next step is yes, the next step is write down. Second step, that is the selection test or selection for interviews. Selection test, selection test. Now all those applicants who were suitable in this step, who were not eliminated, they will be made a call and they will be called upon for the they will be given a date. On that date they need to report in the organization for the test. A test will be different, test will be conducted, and I'm not telling you that this is the important step or this must be followed. I already told you that any of the step of the selection procedure may be removed by the organization. Okay, may be removed. So it depends on the nature and the size of the organization. So selection test measures aptitude, intelligence, personality, etc. of the candidates who have applied for the vacant jobs. Different type of tests are conducted, and it is not necessary that each organization is conducted all type of tests. So which type of test will be conducted, it depends on the nature and the size of the organization. Like intelligence test, intelligence test, second is the aptitude test, aptitude test, third is the personality test. I am telling you 5 type of tests which are conducted. Then the fourth one is the trade test, and the last one is the interest test. These are the 5 tests which are conducted by the organization. So the intelligence test, as the name tells you, that this test is conducted to check the IQ level, to check the IQ level of the employee. IQ level means the intelligence quotient level. It means how intelligent the would-be employee will be. कैसा होगा वो, उसका इंटेलिजेंस लेवल कैसा होगा. दिस टेस्ट इज कंडक्टेड स्पेशली इन द जॉब्स इन विच द एम्प्लॉय हैज टू टेक important decisions, because this level, IQ level, will be deciding the quality of the decisions which will be taken by him. So it is an indicator of a person's learning ability or the ability to make decisions and judgment. As you all know that whenever we need to appoint the persons at the higher level or the middle level, then they need to take the different decisions on daily basis. So taking of decision is not an easy task. Decisions may be wrong, and it may the whole organization has to suffer with the wrong decisions. So the person who is going to take the decision must be intelligent. Intelligent means he must be having a analyzing power, judgment power, intelligence level, foresightness, so that he can take the good decisions. Okay, so this test is conducted. Then aptitude test, aptitude test will be deciding the learning ability of the learning potential of the person. Means if the person is appointed by the organization, and if the organization wants to provide him, impart him some new skills, new training, then how quickly the person will be able to grab the new skills. So this will be decided by the aptitude test. What is his aptitude? So it's this test indicates the person's ability to develop. Such tests are good indices of a person's future success score. So if the aptitude test is giving a high score, it means that person is having a good learning potential. That person may be promoted at the higher level in future. Third is the personality test. Personality test, as the name implies, will be telling us about the person's overall personality. Overall personality means his emotions, his reactions, maturity, value system, his physical appearance. This type of test is conducted in the jobs wherever the front office jobs are there. Front office job means the persons who need to interact with the clients. So their personality test is conducted. I already told you that in a single job, all the 5 tests will be never conducted. It will be depending on the nature of the job, that which test is to be conducted. Suppose we are going to appoint a GM, general manager, then these 2 tests will be conducted, intelligence test as well as aptitude test. Then the trade test. Trade test means it is conducted to know about the to know about the professional knowledge of the candidate or the existing skills of the candidate. What are the existing skills of the candidates? Like a teacher is there, so if teacher is claiming that I can teach business studies in a very good manner, then the trade test can be conducted. How? By taking a demo class. So that will be his trade test, or we can give him a questions regarding question paper to solve that paper. So that will be the trade test. Like you are going to appoint a computer operator, then how the trade test can be conducted? You can give him the computer and tell him to operate it. You can check his speed and his knowledge on the computer. So trade test is conducted specifically for the professional knowledge, whether the person is having that particular knowledge or not. So sometimes the student may confused in between the trade test and the aptitude test. Aptitude test tells the organization about the candidate's ability to learn new things, capability to learn new things, potential to learn new things. And the trade test tells the organization about the existing potential, what the candidate can do. So different type of trade test can be conducted, like a computer operator can be asked about different parts of computer, or computer operator can be asked to operate the computer, or machine operator is there, then he may be asked to operate the machine. Knowledge of that person may be checked about the different parts of the machine. Okay. Next, interest test. Interest test is used to know the pattern of interest or the involvement of the person, whether that person is interested in doing that particular job or not. If that person is not interested in doing a particular task, he is able to do that task but he is not interested, in that case he never be a successful person or successful employee at that position. That's why interest test is conducted. So these are the different tests. After the preliminary screening, the next step will be the test, and those persons who will be clearing this step, they will be going for the next step, and who have not cleared, they will be eliminated. I told you earlier that selection is a negative process. So at every step, some of the candidates will be eliminated. So in all these candidates, suppose there are 50 candidates were there, and at this level 10 candidates are removed, so left are 40, and 40 will be going for the next step. The next step is the selection. After selection test, then the selection interview. An interview, you all know, in some organization after preliminary screening, direct selection interview can be there. So again, I'm telling that it depends on the nature of the organization. In selection interview, it is a interview is basically a formal, in-depth conversation conducted to evaluate the applicant's suitability for the job. And it is a face-to-face interaction, we can say. Face-to-face interaction. On one hand side, the panel of the interviewers is sitting, interviewers. And on the other hand side, there is a table in between both candidates. On one hand side, panel of interviewers, and on the other hand side, interviewees there. After the test, then some face-to-face conversation is there with the management or the panel of experts and with the interviewee. Interviewee means the person whose interview is taken, and interviewer means the person or the panel who is going to take the interview. In this face-to-face interaction is done, some questions are asked from the interviewee. It is not necessary that the questions will be related to only the subject matter or relating to his qualification. Some personal questions may be asked, like if he is experienced person, then it may be asked then why he has left the previous organization, what is his interest area, what is about the marital status, his qualification, his family background. So such type of questions are asked so that the candidate is feeling comfortable in that complex environment. And afterwards, gradually, the related questions are asked from the candidate. The role of the interviewer is to get the information, and that of the interview is to provide the same. So whatever the questions are asked in the interview, that the interview is supposed to provide all the answers. Why, if we have conducted the test, then what is the need of conducting interview? Because it is a face-to-face interaction between the both the parties. Sometime a person may be good in writing, so he can give the good answers in writing, but while at the time of speaking he may hesitate. So the organization wants to check whether the person is able to communicate properly or not, how he is reacting, what are his facial expressions at the time of giving the answers, whether he is confident or not. So all these things are checked in the interview. So all those candidates who have cleared the interview, some candidates will be eliminated at this step again, and the left out candidates will be going for the next step. So the next step is the reference and background checking. Yes, reference and background checking. This is the next step. Reference, what does it mean? And background check. Basically, in the biodata itself, background check. In the application form or in the biodata itself, the candidate is asked to give name and addresses of at least 2 responsible persons who know him. Most of the time in application, there is a space at the left hand side ending or the right hand side ending, that he need to give the name of the 2 persons, reputed persons of the society who very well know him, who may be his past employers, who may be his past employers, or maybe his friends, or the reputed person, doctors, lawyers, or some notary public office, means some reputed persons who know him very well. And the persons are known as references. So he is giving the references of those persons. For what these references are given, if the organization want, then they can make a call to those references, and they can have the knowledge about his background and history, what type of person he is. There may be previous employees, principals of the school or college attended by the candidates. These are contacted in writing over telephone by a personal visit, to collect information about the candidates, to check the personal reputation, financial condition, police record, integrity, past employment, etc. of the candidate. So all these things are checked, so that we are getting the honest candidate, and the organization is not getting the candidate whose any criminal record is there or any police record is there. So reference background is there, especially at the time of appointing of the security guards. This type of column is added, like there is an ATM and you are in search of a security guard, so you can take the help of the agencies, or if you want to appoint any one person from your side who is very well known to you, bank very well known to the bank, so in that case reference check will be done. So especially in such type of job where security is important, there this step can be included. Next, now the sum of, it is not necessary that every time the reference background is checked. It is one negative point of this point is this, that it is not necessary that your past employer will be giving always a good information about you. So the information given by the reference may be wrong. There are 99% chances or 90% chances of that wrong information. They may provide the wrong information. So there is no certainty that the information given by the reference is always correct. Next is the selection decision. So in this step, selection decision, wait a minute. Yes, selection test, different type of test I told you already. I forget to scroll the PPT. Selection process, interview we have already done. This type of interview process is conducted, then checking references are checked, then the finally selection decision. So in this finally the decision is taken. Which type of decision? That out of the persons who will be selected, and this decision will be taken on the based of the performance of the candidates. Performance where? Performance in the selection test as well as in the selection interview, and if we have used the reference, then the report given by the reference persons. So selection decision will be taken, but here you have to consider one thing, that the opinion of the person or opinion of the head under whom the selected person will be working must be considered. Like you are going to appoint the employees for the production department, so the opinion of the production manager must be considered, because he has to take the work from that person, not the other persons, or not the interviewers, or not the selection committee. So always the opinion of the concerned head must be considered for the better or cordial relations among the employees. Then the next is the medical examination. Here also not the selection process is completed. We have taken the decision that this person will be selected, but till now we have not informed him. So all those persons who are in our list, they will be told to get the medical certificate. So the next step is medical examination, fitness certificate. So the candidates need to before giving, and this step is done before giving the appointment letter. Consider this point. Till now we have not given them any appointment letter. We have informed that all those persons who are selected, who are in our list, that they need to submit a medical fitness certificate. They need to go for the process of some medical test and the medical examination, and they need to bring the medical fitness certificate. For this, the some companies appoint their own doctors or their own medical centers to get the medical checkup, while some companies accept the medical certificates obtained by a candidate from a qualified physician. So two processes can be used. First process, the candidates may be sent to the company's appointed doctors or the medical centers, or they may be told to bring their own certificates, which is given by a qualified physician. Then the job offer is given to the candidate being declared fit after the medical examination. So this is the next step. When the candidate is being declared fit, then the job offer, next step after medical examination, job offer means giving the appointment letter to the candidates. So the candidates who have completed all the earlier steps, who have passed all the previous steps, will be offered the job by giving them a job letter, and this letter is known as letter of appointment. Letter of appointment. So in this letter, uh, each and everything is mentioned, and the date and the time from when he has to report on the job is also mentioned. The appointee must be given reasonable time for reporting. This is important point. Suppose the one person is already working with another company, so he cannot leave very next day that company. So for that, a reasonable time should be given to him, like 1 month notice period. Suppose today is 10th January, and it may be told to him that he has to join from the February itself, or one date must be given, but not the very next day, because he has to settle his claims with the previous company if he is already in job. If he is not in job, then you can give him a 1 week time, or 2 days time, or 3 days time, depending on the requirement and the urgency of the job of the organization. Now the appointment letter is given. Now the next step is, which is the last step, is the contract of the employment. Contract of employment. This is the last step. Contract of employment. And it's a very important process. 6-marker question. Mostly comes in exam. So contract of employment, when the job offer has been made and candidate accept the offer. Now, till now you have accepted him, and he need to also accept. Maybe he was expecting 80,000 per month and you are giving him 50,000 per month, so he may not accepted your offer. Then you need to go to the other candidate which is in your priority list. Okay, so when you have offered him the job and the candidate has also accept the job, then certain documents need to be executed by the employees and the candidates. Then the documentation is done. He need to submit his all the qualification certificates and all his experience certificates, and one contract of employment is made in between the organization and the employee. So both need to sign that contract, and on that contract all the terms of job, promotion policy, and nature of his job, whether temporary or permanent, and his pay scale, rules and regulation, probation period, everything is mentioned on this job. And one document is signed by both. That document is known as attestation form. It's a very important 1-marker question, attestation form. And what is this form? This form contains certain vital details about the candidate. All the details which I told you, which are authenticated and attested by him or her, like his qualification, his marital status, and his experience level. So attestation form will be a valid record for future references. It means if he, sometime bonds are also get signed by the organization. In MNCs, where you are appointed as the higher level jobs, or the top level or the middle level jobs, there the bonds are got signed by the employee. What is a bond? Bond is actually a certificate on which the employee is getting doing its signature, and there is always amount filled in the bonds. Suppose 5 lakh. So, and there is a lock-in period in that bond. Suppose the lock-in period is 2 years. It means the employee cannot leave the job before 2 years. And if he is leaving the job, then he need to pay pay 5 lakh to the company. So this is a one example of bond. Why this bond is filled in MNCs, or especially in the jobs where the high pay scales are offered? Because you have seen that the selection is a long process, and lots of time and money is invested in this process. Suppose today you have appointed an GM for the company, and he has worked with you for 2 months, and just after 2 months he got a better job, so he may leave you. Then again you have to follow the same process again. It will take time and money. So to avoid such type of situations, a bond is filled by the candidate. So in this case, if he is leaving you before 2 years, leaving your organization, then he need to pay the 5 lakh rupees, or he has to pay the some legal constraints. So this bond is also signed. Also, the written contract of employment is prepared between the employer along with this attestation form, bond, then written contract. All these are the part of the contract. Then contract is also prepared. In this contract, the employment, many things it contains. I told you, like title of the job means what will be his job designation, duties, place and hours of work, responsibilities, his pay scale, remuneration, leave rules, disciplinary procedures. It means if he is doing any wrong thing to the organization, then what action can be taken against him, termination procedure, probation period, etc. In some organizations, employees are not permanent at the time of appointment, so they have to work over there for at least 1 year or 2 years. Then they need to prove themselves, only then they will be made permanent. So the period at which they are working in the organization on ad hoc, this is known as probation period. Probation period means they are not permanent there. Anytime they can be terminated from the organization. If they are not able to prove themselves, then they may be terminated. So this is all about the selection procedure. And here the procedure ends. Medical examination, job offer, and the contract of employment. So contract of employment is the last step. And as I told you earlier, that all these steps are not the there is not any hard and fast rule for all these steps. Okay, so any new steps can be added depending on the nature of the organization, and the existing steps may be deleted from the process. So sometime where the organization is of very reputed, and there is a uh, long list of the candidates who want to do the job in that particular organization. So in that case, there may be interviews. There may be 2 or 3 rounds for the interviews only, like level 1 interviews, level 2 interviews, level 3 interviews. And after that, there may be written test. Different type of written test may be conducted by the organization. So I have already told you that this is not the hard and fast rule that you need to follow this process. So again, I'm repeating all the steps of the process for your better understanding. Whatever the steps we have done, I'm showing you the slide and I'm giving you brief description for the recap. Wait a minute. Your selection is the process of choosing the best candidate out of the available pool of the candidate. Then the first step is preliminary screening. In this, the unfit or the unqualified or unsuitable applications are removed. Okay, only the suitable applications move for the further steps. Then the selection test, different type of tests are conducted. 5 tests I told you: trade test, aptitude test, interest test, personality test, intelligence test. Trade test is conducted to check the particular knowledge. Like you just want to appoint a driver, so what type of trade test you will take? You will give him car and tell him to show you his driving. So this is a trade test, means testing the knowledge, existing knowledge of that person. Then aptitude test, this test is conducted to check the potential of learning new skills, means what is his mental ability, that how quickly that person is able to learn the new skills. Interest test, to know the interest area of that person, so that that person will be involved wholeheartedly in the job. Then personality test, to check the personality of the overall personality, behavior, emotions, maturity, values, overall personality of the candidates. Basically, this test is done for the jobs which are front desk jobs. Intelligence test, to check the IQ level of the employee. Then next is the interview. There is a face-to-face conversation, and one by one candidates are called, and they need to sit in front of the panel, and they are going to ask the question. Then checking references, phone calls are made, or the personal visits are made to the references to have the knowledge about the candidate. Then the selection decision, yes. Then finally the decision is taken. The candidate who have crossed all the hurdles, who have crossed all the steps, then the final decision will be taken. And one important line I told you here, what line? That the candidates, whosoever is to be going to selected, the head's decision, head's opinion must be asked, under whom he has to work. Then the medical examination is done to check, why this step is added, to check whether the candidate is not suffering from any disease. Because if any candidate is died on the job, then the organization needs to pay compensation. So sometimes the candidate at the time of appointment only, they may be suffering from serious disease, especially in the government jobs and in the Navy and other the military forces. Medical examinations are conducted. Then the job offer, appointment letter is given to the selected candidate after the medical fitness certificate. Then the contract of employment is signed. In this, attestation form is signed, bond is signed, as well as the contract of employment, in which, on which the employer and the employee both have to do his signs. And when contract of employment is signed, then both parties are binding on that contract. They cannot breach that contract. If any one party is breaching that contract, then the legal action may be taken on that particular person. Okay, so am I clear?